We have an arrivals team, and we work hand in hand with our travel and housing team, and we are specialists on relocation. And so as a part of our program, we're offering your free flight to the US. I know we're not paying for dependents flights, but we will book you on the same ticket as them. And we didn't touch on this before about what happens if I want to arrive without my family members. We didn't talk about that. Is that later?
I did say that that's possible.
Okay.
Some people want to delay that, and
Yes.
we can talk about that on like a one-off.
Cool. So if you come with your family or not, we're covering your flight to the U.S. We'll also cover your temporary housing, and I know I'm jumping ahead here, but what does that look like, right? So what does the housing situation look like? And I know it's probably different from what your housing offering is here, and so healthcare. So we offer a stipend amount, and at the end of the day, it's nurses' choice. Some of our nurses, they like to pocket the money and have that stipend directly to their paycheck. Some of them like the full service that our travel and housing team offers. And what does that look like if you go with that? So some of us, we see that our nurses like to have a temporary hotel stay paid for with this stipend, so that you have the chance to search for your own housing. And some of you might like that the travel and housing is searching for your housing for you and offering you different options. And then maybe securing your apartment for you and maybe your family. And so the stipend typically covers about the first month's rent plus the security deposit and down payment that you would have to make. And then beyond that, your paycheck would be covering your next months of your apartment. Our biggest recommendation when you're thinking about housing is safety. And we know that moving to a new country, a new city, maybe it's really hard to Google what places are actually safe, because we know there is so much incorrect information on the internet. And so our travel and housing team, we work with our clients directly and also with our already working healthcare professionals in the area to make sure that it is a safe place. And that you're going to be assigned to a viable place, right? Because again, so many places asking for security deposits and fees to be paid when they're not actually a real place. So yes, we do pay for your flight and we help with housing. Yeah.
Liz, just talk about for a second, so you know how stories abound, right? So if someone has a story about moving to the United States and where they're living, should people sort of check that and be careful because of the regionality of trying to live here is different than trying to live in that state or this state, right? They're not the same. So you might hear stories. You want to just talk about that, right? Not everybody's story would be the same, right? Like, oh, come here, there's tons of housing, right? In a different area that may not be true.
Yeah, so, and that kind of goes hand in hand with financial preparedness too, right? So when you're thinking, you're along this process of passing NCLEX, completing your IELTS, going through the visa process, and after that time, you're going to be thinking of, where is it that I really want to go? Like, what state do I want to live in? And you're thinking, okay, what resources do I have? Which, yes, Carousel has for you. Of how can I verify what is the cost of living in that area? What is the safety in that area? And again, Earl is alluding to this, all of this information on the internet, right? And I know we talked about this a lot in the past sessions of what is the real safety in the U.S. And so, of course, you can always reach out to us. We're here to guide you, and we have those real connections in the area that can give us real opinions. But what else do I put out there?
I think you got it. I think also a thing to kind of add is that when you're thinking about moving to America, it's a little bit different than living here or like the UAE. We go to Dubai and Abu Dhabi sometimes and recruit nurses as well, and in other places. And a lot of times you guys are living in accommodations that you're all together. And I think it's set up like that because it's temporary, right? You're going to be here temporarily. Even if you're here for 15 or 20 years, ultimately you're going to probably go back to your home country.